fans, hey Albert, how you doing? Welcome back to another episode, exciting episode this one, because I went to film the Rock Bull race event at Rockingham Slot Car Club, held on the 30th and the 31st of July. The practice on the 30th, and you'll have seen the 2-minute video of that, little teaser. And then the main race on the 31st, which had qualifying in the morning, had the race in the, most of the day really. You'll see the video, you'll see the race, you'll see how the race is put together. It was a great honour to be invited down. Thanks Nick for letting me film the gig. Had a good time. So just one thing to put in here for the guys. When you watch the video, you'll see we do filming, or I do filming of the concourse competition. There was a part where I had to move out, round someone and film the rest of the cars. So there's a cut in there where I've inserted a bit later where I filmed. And of course, because it's not the cut I was going for, the 3 cars go very quickly through the screen. So I want to just make a note now to say North Staff's McLaren 720, Vikings Sideways Lambo Hurricane, and Garage 27 race organizer. Nick's didn't want to miss that one out, so I got that in. But those 3 cars go very quickly, so I apologise for that, guys. But there you go, got an extra shout out. So also just to note, Rockingham Rookies first gig. Well done, guys. Rob, Simon, really good race in that. Really good. Can't wait to be there next year. And a big get well soon to Richie, brother Richie, still recovering from his major operation. Richie, hope you get well soon. All other track fans, enjoy the race. Here we go. We're going to start off with Nick, and he's going to introduce the race rules, because this thing is professional, this thing is fair, and this thing is very, very, very competitive, as you'll see. So let's get into it. Over to you, Nick.
Tyres. Each team will get 2 pairs of G25 compound tyres to be used in qualifying and the race. To answer a question I had yesterday, no, you cannot use a 3rd pair of tyres of your own. You get it's 2 sets of tyres and that's it, and you will use those. When you want to change them, you bring your old set back here, please, so we know what you're using. There's no handout motor for this event. That's down to the tech guys. If they think you're ridiculously quick, they may RPM test your car. That's up to them. Any decisions made by the tech inspectors is final. Please respect their decisions, and if you need to alter your car, do so. Team captains, please, where it is possible, try and split the stint times between your drivers as equally as you can. We don't really want to see one hot shoe doing 4 hours and everyone else only doing an hour. Try and split it as evenly as you can, please. Driver coaching and spotting for your team. It's up to the guy with a controller in his hand to navigate the racing circuit. So, coaching will be deemed as telling a driver where they should change lanes, telling a driver how to negotiate traffic, excessive calling out of lap times to the driver on the rostrum. No need for it. There's no need for it. If you think your driver needs to know every lap time he does, get a telemetry box. We don't want to see shouting of lap times. Once or twice maybe, that's fine, everybody does that. But there's no need to tell your driver every lap time he does. It just creates unnecessary distractions. So things that aren't deemed as coaching, obviously if your car's got a problem, the driver can shout to his teammate, whatever, that's fine. Also telling your driver when he should pit. That's perfectly reasonable, okay? This applies in qualifying and in the race, please. Driving standards. Penalties will be handed to teams deemed to be causing unnecessary collisions or intentionally blocking another car. We all know how this works. It's up to the faster car to get around the slower car. We all know how it works. Anybody who is reported to the race control guys for unnecessary blocking, causing unnecessary collisions. We're going to operate a 3-strike system as we have before. So if you get 3 strikes, that's a 10-second stop and go. If you do it again, you get another 3 strikes, that's 20 seconds stop and go. Okay? And to be clear, stop and go means you stop in the pit lane, you do the time penalty before you move. Okay? Fairly straightforward. Marshalling points. As usual with our events, we are not going to rotate marshals. Team will be given a corner to marshal. That is your corner for the duration of the race and qualifying, please. If you have a driver on the track, you should have a marshal in place. Okay, that's fairly reasonable. We all know that that's how it should work. Please don't shout at the marshals unless they're blatantly not paying attention. You came out, they didn't. Just be a bit respectful for the marshals, please. We're going to run in daylight. We're not going to do dark session with this race, there's no need for it. Rostrum, driver's rostrum, please walk to and from the rostrum. Remember there's a step there, we don't want to see anybody going arse over tit. Or crawl if you're weighing and you fall over, Alan. Yeah, that's fine. Right, parc ferme. At the end of qualifying, all cars will go into parc ferme conditions. So, when the track power goes off, your car should be on the track and legal for tech inspection. Don't take your car from the track when the power goes off. The tech inspectors will collect the cars and they will check the ride height. So if at the end of your qualifying you don't meet the 1.8 mil, you will be asked to correct it. You will then start from the back of the grid. Okay, is that clear to everybody? Good. If for any reason after qualifying you need to fix your car for something, you must do it with the express permission of the tech team, and you must do it on this table here, where we can keep an eye on what you're doing. Please. Last thing, silly thing, we all know this, the door sort of where Mr. Skip is sat, please don't venture through that door. That's Gavin's premises and is off limits. It's only there for ventilation purposes. Okay guys, thank you very much.
So coming into the scrutineering then, Nick Wade and John Underwood are putting these cars through their paces at the moment. They've got the calipers out, they've got the weighing scales out, as you can see on the screen now, a magnifying glass, which is what John uses to see levels, check levels, ride heights in thorough inspection. Track fans, this really is the stuff dreams are made of. So the cars now have been reassembled, the body shells have been screwed back onto the chassis. These cars are ready to race. They are not allowed to leave the scrutineer's department because modifications could happen. These cars are fair, they are race compliant, and they are ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to move over now to the concourse competition. The cars are voted on by the other drivers to see who's got the best designed car. So first up is SC Monkeys with the Black Arrow Ferrari F458 there. Moving over to Lowlands, who are driving the Aston Martin, beautiful Scalextrics, shell, blue livery. It is a big contender. Happy birthday again, Tamar, beg your pardon. So on to BS Racing, Lewis and Ed's machine. It's the Lambo Hurricane, looking good. Loving the green, yellow and black livery there. That is looking super fast and super cool. On to the Exiles, we've got the BMW M6. That's John Underwood, that's John White at the helm. Moving to the Chimp Militia, who are also racing a Black Arrow Ferrari 458. Could do very well. Rockingham, rocking the Z4 BMW look. Love that. The next three are going to come through quick, I do apologise. So Slot Car Racing are here. Slot Car Racing championed by Nick Wade. So then we've got Stanborough looking at the McLaren 720, excuse me. Then North Staffs 720 McLaren again. Sideways Hurricane Lambo for the Vikings. Garage 27 rocking the Lambo as well. Hurricane. Onto the Rockingham rookies, Mercedes AMG, Rob and Simon at the driving seat. And then finally, but definitely not least, is Demon with the NSR McLaren 720S yellow livery. Right, let's race.
Round to the grid and stop, please.
And we're off again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Racers! Nice to meet you, my friend.
Nice to meet you, Pete.
Yeah, so where have you travelled from, Wayne, for the benefit of the guys?
I've come down from the North Wales coast, up in the northwest.
Oh, really? Whereabouts in particular? Because do our people in Wales watch this?
About 10 miles west of Chester.
Yeah, so I grew up in the northwest, so it's like my knocking yard. So
Ah, okay.
how long have you been doing racing for?
Well, I've been racing digital oxygen races since about 2017. I think I did my first one.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Years then.
we do about 3 of them in the UK each year,
Yeah.
depending on
So you do the 24 hours?
pandemics. Yes, I do. I've done it 3 times now.
Yep, and if you want to see some more of Wayne on his 24-hour, he has a YouTube channel.
Yes, I do.
What's the YouTube channel called?
It's called Car Fun Mostly, and it's all one word.
Mostly. Sound. So subscribe to that and get his numbers up. We'll see if we can get you over
That'd be great.
1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what car are you racing? What team are you with?
I'm with a team called Rockingham Slot Car Club today.
Okay. Did I just hear them on the channel?
Yes, you did.
And what for?
Well, as I understand it, the team are on their final warning for dirty driving behaviours.
Okay. So, take the boys out of Wales.
Well, the thing about it is that you never know when you've got a strike against you, and you're given about 3 grace strikes until you get that warning. It's like crossing the white line in Formula One. So the driver up there was momentarily confused and flustered about the fact that we got this warning on over our shoulder. Yeah. But it might not have been him that caused the previous strikes that got us to this position. So
you're saying he could have slammed on and induced you into a penalty.
Well, that's right. He could have slammed on, or he could have done a lane change in front of another car that subsequently hit him, or there's many reasons.
I have this issue in club racing when I come here on a Friday. I'm so focused on the car that actually you just ploughed into somebody because you didn't see that they just derailed on the next corner. So it can easily be done.
Oh yeah. Well, in this, you can get a single car crash and another car crash into it, and suddenly the marshal's got more than 2 cars in his hands. Yeah. He doesn't know which one to put back first. Yeah. Meanwhile, all the time, more cars are arriving, and suddenly the marshal's overloaded, and they need someone else to rush in and sort the problem out. So, and then you've got this whole clutch of 5 cars all running around together. Yeah. As soon as any one of those wants to do a lane change, the other ones follow it, because the lane changer lasts for a period of time.
And what car are you racing?
Oh, we're running a sideways Lamborghini Huracan. Yeah.
And how do you, obviously, I know that you can see the car. Do you use different colour lights just to make it stand out a little bit?
We don't. Some of the teams have got marker lights, identification lights.
Like a landing pad out there.
Yeah, some of them are. Some of them are extremely well lit. Now, the minimum requirement for this category today is just headlights. Okay. But we're all accustomed to building cars for the World Endurance Championship, which is the 24-hour race. Yeah. And in those, we have to have headlights and tail lights. Okay. And because that race takes place in the dark, often people like to identify their cars with an additional LED, either a blue, a green, and a purple, or whatever. And some people have built these cars to that spec and brought them here today, and they've got what some of us would consider excessive lighting in there, but it works for them.
Does that affect the car though? Does it add to weight? Or is it just
very minimally? There's a few more wires in the body shell. There's a few more LEDs that are super glued into the light lenses or whatever. Yeah. But it adds to the complexity and the likelihood of unreliability. There's a risk involved with that. So unless you do it very well, it can be a problem.
And how is your car running today?
Have we got any wood anywhere? Touch Formica, it's doing very well. We've not banged it into too many heavy big crashes. We haven't cracked the body shell. We haven't had any reasons to stop. We had a small issue earlier where the car started to take every lane changer that was available to it, and it was going across the track, this direction, that direction. You didn't know where it was going to go. So this is outside the range of my experience. And it turns out that the solution to that was to drive it to the pit lane, if you possibly could, stop it, unplug the controller and plug it back in to reboot the system, and then once I'd achieved that, it worked perfectly.
I remember that actually, I saw that,
Yeah, that happened in the first hour, which was my opening stint.
And at your club, what's your local club? Because I want to try and explain those clubs out there for people. It's not just race days.
2 of us have come from that area, as you know, today, and both of us.
North Wales, if you didn't see the start.
That's right, yeah. And the local club to us is called North Wales Slot Car Club.
Okay, original.
Yeah, and it's in a place called Denby.
Okay, and can people come?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Controller to use a car.
That's right. There's availability. Yeah. The club's very welcoming to new members.
Excellent.
There are club cars, there are club controllers, and it takes place on a Friday night at 7 p.m. And we have a Facebook group.
Okay, what's the Facebook group called? Let's get that plugged.
North Wales Slot Car Club.
Right, I could have worked that out really, couldn't I?
Certainly, if it might be called drivers group or section or whatever, there might be additional to that. But if you put North Wales Slot Car Club into Facebook, you'll find it.
Just around here somewhere, there's this big thing popping up on the screen. It's going to advertise it.
Potentially,
So,
yeah.
I'll put that on the screen when I edit.
If anyone wants to come along and join us in Denby, then they just need to pop a little. It would be appreciated if they just pop a little mention in the Facebook chat, and then we'll make arrangements for the equipment. We'll reach out to them and make arrangements for the equipment to be available.
Cool. And do they need noting, or apart from that, is it just like you can call you on a Thursday, maybe pop in on a Friday?
That would be fine, I'm sure.
You know, kids have an attention span.
Yeah.
Low.
Our reach goes as far as the full West Wales coast. We've got people that drive over from the coast to the venue, and I think it goes about as far as all the way. We've got people that come from Port Maddock over Welsh Wales, and we've got another guy. Yeah. Well, I live in Wales, but it's pretty British because we're only just outside of Chester, but. We also get a guy that makes true speed slot car controllers. Steve Hills.
Steve.
Yeah, you know Steve.
Yeah. Hi, Steve.
Well, he comes over and he's way into.
As we see the match progress so far, we've got 2 hours and 20 minutes left to go in this race. Rockingham have it at the lead at the moment, 16 laps behind the Sports Car Racing, the Demon in a tight third and Lowlands in fourth. So what more has this race got to bring us? Well, keep tuned, track fans, keep tuned, because there's a few more good bits of VT coming through. Okay, so just under 2 hours left, and we've got Rockingham at the top in first position, 17 laps trailing. Sports car racing, there's not much in that at all, guys. Demon are in third, Vikings nosed it up to fourth, and Lowlands have slipped to fifth. Will they get that back? Keep tuned, it's a lot more to come. We are at the hour mark, 1 hour left to go. We've got Rockingham in the lead, 15 laps behind at Sports Car Racing. And then you've got Lowlands come up from 5th to 3rd. Good racing, Tamar and his team. And that brings to the end of a fantastic Rock Bull Ring event, a DISCA 6-hour endurance GT3 race. Track fans, you've got to admit, what we've just seen there was something nothing short of special. The things that will live with us for a long time, and on YouTube. Remember to subscribe. So, we're having a look. We can see Rockingham have taken the first place, sports car racing held second, kept second, and Lowlands Racing, who were up and down a little bit, come back and have took the third place. We've got Demon, we've got Stanborough, we've got Viking, Chimp Militia, BS Racing, Garage 27, North Staffs, Exiles, Rockingham Rookies. It's all going on. Let's check out the trophies.
Third place overall, Lowlands Racing. Second place overall, sports car racing.
To the man whose car it was.
Say cheddar.
Overall winners of the 6 hours GT3, Rockingham.